Meine Damen und Herren, guten Morgen. Wir sprechen bereits perfekt Deutsch. So, wir werden ermöglichen es Ihnen, Ihr Englisch zu üben. And so now I start the English portion. We would like to present our crew, STS-134. Four of us made the trip. Two of us were unable to. We are traveling all over the U.S. and actually the world, sharing our mission with various groups. But it's a great honor and privilege for us to share it here in Germany. We've had a wonderful time in Berlin, Aachen, and now further south here in Germany. It's been a wonderful trip, and we're really excited to talk to university students. You know, we were university students 5 or 10 years ago, and so we understand your pain. But we hope that you have fun over this next 30 minutes. We're going to share our mission chronologically with slides, and then we have a nice video that's made by those very smart guys sitting over there. Our video, we did work hard. However, we also shared a lot of the fun that we had in space as well. So here's the crew. Two of us you'll see are not with us today. Mark Kelly was the commander. He was a very strong commander, flew twice as a pilot and then twice as a commander. He actually has just put out a new book, and he has a lot of things going with his wife's health. You may have seen him on the news, and so he wasn't with us, but he gives his best regards. And then the rest of us are up here with the exception of Greg Chomatov. He was one of our spacewalkers and robotic arm operators. But everyone else is here. We're the Star Trek copycats, looking like the next generation. Can we lower the lights in the auditorium just a little? Lower the lighting? Is that possible? If there's anyone who knows how to lower the lighting, that would be great. All right. Well, this is a very interesting and fortunate photograph. When we were joining up to the space station, just 2 days, a little over 2 days after launch, and as we come up from the underside of the International Space Station, one of the astronauts took a photograph as we were joining. And you'll note that it was very fortunate to have Germany. You can see the Rhine River and many of interesting spots around the German countryside. I think we're located down in here somewhere. But it's very interesting as we were passing right over Germany at that perfect time that we started our fly around. Our rendezvous. Well, we were very proud on Endeavour to bring AMS aboard to the International Space Station. That was our primary payload. However, we did other things as well. We were the final flight of Endeavour. Endeavour flew 25 times in her career over 20 years, and we were lucky enough to be aboard Endeavour on her final 25th flight. We also were the 36th International Space Station Assembly Mission. So, of the 36 missions it took to put the space station together, we were the final one, and it was very interesting for us to announce the complete assembly of the space station. Now, you'll notice we're blasting through the clouds there. We've only been going for about 2 minutes. The thrust is incredible, the vibration, the light. It's sensory overload as you jump off the ground in the space shuttle as we launch. And this view was taken from an F-15 pilot, and I like F-15s. I used to fly them, and so my buddy was up there, probably a little bit bored, going, okay, what's going on? But then I guess it's not every day that a rocket starts flying through through the clouds and off into space. It takes us about 8.5 minutes to accelerate to 28,000 kilometers per hour. So we're zipping around the Earth pretty quickly, trying to catch up to the International Space Station. And so this is what the space station looks like from about maybe 10 kilometers away as we're approaching very fast. Of course, once we get up there, we touch to it very, very slowly. Here you can see a couple of the guys looking out this is the shuttle cockpit, and here's the International Space Station, now a lot larger in the overhead window. And now it's getting ever bigger. The International Space Station is about the size of 2 football fields, so it's a huge space station that you actually can see at nighttime with your eyes. And so if you haven't seen the International Space Station flying overhead at night, you ought to. I know it's cloudy often here in Germany, but you know, it's been very, very clear the last few nights for us, so I don't understand why we're so lucky. But I used to live here as a kid, so I remember the weather. But here's the structure of the International Space Station. These are the solar arrays, and these are the modules, the ATV all the way on this end, all the way over to the laboratories on the U.S. side. We're going to attach right there. And when we attach there, then we get to float in. You'll notice the people that are wearing the blue shirts, those are the astronauts that are living on the space station. There were 6 of us that flew in the shuttle, but then another 6 of us, who are not here, were living on the space station at the time, 3 of whom left while we were there. So it was a very interesting shell game of bodies as we completed this one of the final missions here. Here you can see we're all saying hello, exchanging pleasantries, but then we get right to work. And that very first day when we joined up, we pulled out the ELC-3. This was another one of our big payloads. Here's the AMS up here. You've heard a lot about the AMS, but the ELC-3 was a big pallet of spare parts that we were bringing up on the final shuttle missions, and we did a dramatic handoff where we used the shuttle's robotic arm. Here's the shuttle's robotic arm right here. And, oops, what did we just do? We just flipped through a slide and then handed it off to the space station's robotic arm to attach on the top of the space station. And we did that same sort of procedure when we installed AMS.